called in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Bucks.
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, we missed last week,
Good.
but that's okay.
Holidays.
Yeah, it happens. What do you say?
As always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you guys joining us. And this is our first time live on Bucks and Brews.
On Bucks
TikTok.
and Brews TikTok. We're so excited to be live on Bucks and Brews TikTok today. You're not drinking anything,
I'm not.
not even a water.
Not yet. I'll get up and get one.
So I have two fun things. Well, I have my Snapple iced tea,
There you go.
but I found this. Have you had this?
No,
Do you like bubble gum?
not that much. I mean,
This is really good. I have a Faygo Bubble Pop. It's really good. I bought one for Caitlin for Christmas. She's like, "That's gross, Dad." And I'm like, "Fuck you. I'll drink it. Leave it."
right?
I really like it. It tastes just like Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Smell.
Smells just fucking like it.
Just like it, huh?
Yeah, so-
Maybe bazooka.
right. It's the little Hubba Bubba, right? It's the little individual pieces they used to give you out,
Oh yeah.
especially for baseball or softball.
Thanks for the gifts, Kat.
We appreciate them.
So
Wow, Bucks and Brews already got some gifts.
we do.
This is great.
So we're gonna talk some investing stuff today
Yeah.
because it's been a hot minute since we really got into stocks and such. And as some of you know, Nick and I, not only do we like to talk about different types of revenue streams, but stocks is kind of my thing. Whereas Nick is the real estate expert. So I found a Reddit post that I sent to you
Yeah.
where these people are trying to figure out what's going to be the next hot stock. So I thought maybe we'd go through these and I'd kind of discuss how I pick a stock.
Sure.
And I thought maybe, we could help people hopefully make some money heading into the new year. But before we get to that, how was Christmas?
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
It's still hard to get used to. Like, I mean, I used to have 11 of them. Now I'm down to, we did 4. So it's
Numbers are dwindling.
Christmas seems different and newer to me and things. So,
I mean,
Yeah.
I hardly wrapped anything.
yeah, I wrapped, we do stockings because we don't like to wrap.
Mhm.
So we just throw it. My daughter has a 6-7 foot stocking. or
Right.
something like that, so and my stuff goes in it. And I don't know, I wrap my wife's a couple of little things. So,
Yeah, I wrapped a few of Caitlin's and that was it.
Yeah.
My mom's was just in a box altogether.
yeah, and Santa always wraps one gift for my daughter.
Yeah.
So
Santa's busy. He can't wrap more than that anyways.
he only delivers one gift
Perfect.
to our kid or kids because
Yeah.
we're fortunate enough to have a little bit of money and there's other kids in this world that need more than
So you save Santa for them.
yeah. I say
That's perfect.
you're allowed to ask Santa for one. I can't think of the right word. My brain is shot.
One gift.
One. Not
huge thing.
right? Not a PS5.
You
right?
can't ask
So-
for the newest and best thing.
Yeah, you get one something special that you want, right?
Yeah, like
So
maybe a special Barbie or something.
exactly. Yeah, say something fun.
One year, my daughter wanted a Swan Lake Barbie. Mind you, she was never really into Barbies.
Yeah.
And Santa got her that.
Yeah, say yep, and that's it's great how Santa works
Yeah.
in mysterious ways.
I agree with you, though. Santa should not be bringing PlayStation 5s.
Yeah, I say it was really fun. One year Santa brought purple potatoes, so
That was my
I
favorite,
was shitting my pants because I didn't realize purple potatoes was a thing.
and that your daughter wanted them so bad.
Yeah, so that's all she wanted. That memory just popped up, and I was like, she was 3 when she wanted purple
Yeah.
potatoes, and gosh, how Santa made purple potatoes, I have no idea.
She was 5 or 6 when she asked me for socks.
Yeah.
For her birthday.
She's a smart kid.
And I asked, I'm like, dude, what does Emerson really want? And you're like, she wants socks. You better get her fucking socks or I'm gonna have to.
Is that right?
And I did. I got her socks, and she got all these fucking Paw Patrol toys from all of your family. And I was more excited about those damn socks that I got her than she was any of the toys.
Yep. So, oh yeah, I think she got the exact same Paw Patrol helicopter 4 times.
Oh yeah, she just kept opening the same one.
Damn.
You were like, wow, Helps.
Yeah. Say so. Yeah, stocks. What are you buying? How are you finding them? Um, so you said you pulled up a Reddit post. Um, every once in a while I hop on um Reddit and figure out what some people are doing.
Yeah, so I have certain things that I'm looking for when I'm looking at a stock. So we're just going to grab some of these stocks that people mentioned on here. So this first one is ASTS, which I believe is a satellite type company. Yep, Space Mobile.
Okay.
It's AST Space Mobile Inc. Okay. So when I'm looking at these things, there's certain factors that I want to see when I'm looking at is this stock potentially something I would want to invest in? So
Sure.
one thing I love to do is look at the last year, see what the performance looks like.
Yep.
So for this stock, the last year, it's been at a low of $17.50 at a high of 102.79,
Okay.
which is vastly different.
Yep.
It's been steadily increasing the last several months.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, because it's a newer stock, it's not a dividend payer. I love dividend paying stocks, right?
Yep.
So, um, obviously extremely volatile because
And with your dividend stocks, do you reinvest all that?
I do. I
Okay.
reinvest all my dividends.
Okay.
So looking at this over the last year, it's done very well. I mean, if you invested in this at the beginning of the year,
Mhm.
you're a pretty happy guy, even if you didn't cash out at $102 a share, even if you're sitting at 73 where it's at today.
Started out at 25.
Started out at 1750.
Okay.
So it's
Wow.
got a 220.88% increase over the year.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Now, over the last 5 years, which this goes to 1/4 of 2021, which that would be accurate, 5 years. It started out at $12.16.
Okay.
So if you were an early adopter of this stock, you did fairly well for yourself.
Yep.
Now, one thing that I always want to look at is what the beta of a stock is. Do you understand beta?
Nope.
So the beta of a stock is basically the closer it is to one, is the more it will match the market's energy.
Okay.
Let's say. So if it's a one, it will move with the market trends. So, if the market's up 5%, it'll probably be up about 5%. If it's down, it'll be down, whatever that percentage is. If it's less than a one, it will move much slower. So the market may be up at 5%, but you may only be up at 3.5.
Sure.
Or it may be down at 10%, and you might only be down at 6.5 or 7. Okay. The higher it is over one, the more volatile it is.
Okay.
So when I'm looking at this has a beta of 2.76. Very volatile.
Yeah.
So now, if I'm investing, this is probably not a stock I'm going to look at because even though you can hit a home run with this early on,
Yeah.
it's going to be very volatile.
Go to the past 5 days for me.
Sure. So the past 5 days, we're down 3%, a little over 3%, 3.03. A high of around 87
Okay.
and a low of 73.
Mhm.
Did you have a thought there?
Go to the month.
Sure. And this is great. I'm just not
So
yet.
this is literally what I do.
Uh-huh.
So, looking at the month, looking at the 5 day. So currently, so it's up over its month, but the 5 day. Go back to that screen quick.
Sure.
You guys can't see our screen, sorry. But right, it starts out at 5 days. It started out at looks to be right around $85, just shy probably.
Yeah, it looks like the highest we were in here is 86, 87.
Yep.
Somewhere
And
in there.
then right now it's currently sitting at 73.39. Okay. Um, so then what I do is go back to the month, figure out, hey, has it been higher over this period of time? Is there a lull that's happening? And I start to dive into a bunch of research because if I like this company,
Right.
What are they doing? What types of things are they trying to get approved? What are we trying to see here? And so I day trade this, right? Is there enough dips for me to day trade this stock to say yes, I'm going to? Also, right?
Well, and This is one you would have jumped on this morning
Oh yeah.
because, I mean, right here we're showing a low of pre-market trading around 70 and a half.
Yeah.
And then once the market opened, we were down around 70 even.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's gone up $3.
Yeah. And I mean, um, I when I do it, I mean, I'm playing my quick percentage, right? I mean,
Yep.
plus or minus 10 cents because I'm buying. Um, and I want to do the research. So we've seen there was a huge jump. So if you go back into the 1 year mark is when they made their money. Yeah. So it looks like they had a huge jump in June. They had a huge jump in October,
Really big jump, middle of
right?
October.
So what that tells me is that something got approved, something came out, right? So you said this is a space company, right? So they either launched new technology, new information, new something, and like Yahoo right here will tell you, say, um, you'll get just a few articles from other places about what some of the stuff, um, AST space mode deploys Bluebird 6 satellite into low Earth orbit, right?
Which is its largest satellite yet.
Right. So they're being used. They're not just a random product, right? So like now we're starting to see that it's coming out. If the data starts to say, hey, yes, this is working, this is the information, that means they're going to buy more and things are going to go out there for more information. So I don't believe it's at its top. I think it's, when it's going down at 70, it was up to 100 at one point. I mean, I'm fine with another $25, right? So, as you said, people that got in early, right? One thing about stocks, so I guess we should tell you these are our opinions. This is just a conversation to tell
Yes.
you how we look at stocks, how we buy stocks. This is not telling you to go buy specific stocks or anything like that. But one of the biggest things you hear all the time is if you could look back, would you do something, right? So I'm always trying to find the next Amazon,
Always.
right? Because everybody says, "Oh, what if?" But
Or
when you say that,
Apple.
right? And so you have to understand, you have to be willing to risk, right? And this is all risk, 100% all risk. And because if you're buying individual stocks, you're risking so much on this one company to do something.
Well, and they beat their ratings estimates, which came out a little over a month ago, which is always a strong sign that the stock is a healthy stock.
Yep.
This is an article I would probably explore from Motley Fool a month ago, why AST Space Mobile stock plummeted today. I'm interested in what that means.
Sure.
At that time, they were forecasting that there would be a negative earnings report. It looks like here, why it jumped 64% in October. I think I read something in here that they beat estimates a month ago, though. Earning call highlights strong commercial traction and they secured $1 billion in total contracted revenue commitments from commercial partners, demonstrating strong commercial traction. Has signed a definitive commercial agreement with Verizon and Saudi Telecom Group. They're on track for their manufacturing goals with plans to complete 40 satellites by early 26.
Yep.
They have a robust spectrum strategy, securing access to valuable spectrum assets, which provides a competitive advantage in delivering space-based cellular broadband services. And their financial position with over 3.2 billion in cash and liquidity. So they have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's why you've seen the spike, right? Not because they have money, but because there was what was a Verizon and Saudi companies willing to back
Correct.
$1 billion, right? So when you have a company backed by that kind of money, it's saying, hey, they're willing to take this risk. You have the opportunity to take this risk as well with them. So that's probably why we've seen that growth, right? And
Well, and that satellite they launched
yeah,
was a big, hey, look at us, look at what we're doing, which made people go, oh, this company is serious.
right.
Yeah.
And now, so there's one out there, and now they said they have 40 that they're trying to get by
45 to 60 by the end of next year.
right. Um, Truck fan, is that sorry, on TikTok here.
That's Chris.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
And so whenever they input each of those, um, whenever they put it, whenever they put a new one up there, it's going to show more value, right? Until something catastrophic happens,
Well,
right?
Chris has a great comment here. Research, research, research before you do anything. You really have to look into this stuff. And if you don't understand it, you need to talk to somebody that does.
Yep.
I'm not saying go get a financial advisor, but everybody has a friend that knows something.
Yep.
Talk to your friend because
Remember that leisure guy that's sitting at home in his basement that
Yeah.
you guys just find it weird that he likes to do this stuff? Talk to him. Go buy a $6 pizza from Little Caesars. He'll be happy, and you'll just go, all right, hey, I think we can do this.
well, I mean, that's what a lot of it is because you and I like to talk about shit that we're interested in.
Yep.
We're interested in money. Nick, how much free advice have you given out when it comes to real estate?
Oh wait, every day. I mean, just so much information. So
And I mean, if somebody said, "Hey, I'll buy you a beer, let's talk real estate," what would you say?
I show up to the appointment.
Right.
Yep. I mean, I just had coffee the other day. So, well, I had a hot chocolate because I don't drink coffee. Stunt your growth. So,
Yeah. So I mean, when you're looking at stuff, research is a key. You have friends that obviously should know something about this. So Ummer's a great example because Ummer loves to dabble in stocks and he's god awful at it.
oh, really?
Oh yeah, he'll tell you all the time he sucks at picking stocks.
Yeah.
Um, and having your strengths is great, but knowing your weaknesses is even better. So, I wouldn't call Ummer and say, "Hey, what's your latest stock tip?"
Right. I would.
So you can avoid it.
That's exactly
You
it.
just wouldn't be buying
Yeah.
it.
So, but yeah, it's like, we're on the Reddit. Motley Fool has a subreddit type thing, right? And there's, I mean, I don't know how to tell how many posts are in the Motley Fool subgroup. David knows how to use Reddit better than I do. 2,400 visitors per week, right? But there's so many people in here who are giving their opinion of what stocks they're looking at, right? And what I find is if you're starting to see a similarity with people who are like, yep, 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 or knows, I mean, I don't know. This is usually where people are putting their money, right? Um, you'll find somebody that you trust. There's plenty of other forums out there. I used to get on a different forum back when I was working, and that's I found a medical company by accident, right? And it was like, and I started doing research on that. It was just things shot up from something to $12 to 200 overnight, and then the company had a merger that morning. So
What was that fucking guy's name?
for
The meme stock. Was it Roaring Kitty, maybe?
I have no idea.
So, yep. So Roaring Kitty was going through, I believe it was on Reddit, and people were following his stock advice when it came to like GameStop and AMC.
Yeah.
So he was part of that big meme coin craze, and he made a lot of money before he ended up losing money on it.
Yeah.
And again, that's just somebody that
Have fun with that tree.
yeah, that sounds awful. So we have a listener that's
Thanks so much
gotta
for the
cut their
gifts.
tree up here that fell on our truck. But anyways, yeah, he would post what he thought. He'd do short videos on YouTube and
Mhm.
say, "Hey, this is what I think. This is where I'm looking to sell it at." And he ended up getting investigated by the IRS because they thought he was up to shenanigans, which he wasn't.
Mhm.
He was just gathering information. So one of the movies Nick and I always like talking about is The Big Short.
Yeah. So,
And it's because that's what happened with the meme coin surge in what was that 2021?
yep.
It was basically guys like Roaring Kitty going, all right, all of these investors and hedge funds are shorting these stocks. So what they did is they went in and bought it all up
Right.
and cost these equity people hundreds of thousands to
Millions
billions
of
of dollars
Yeah. It's like,
because they said, well, I'll buy it at a later point for $3 a share, and I'll put in this offer of whatever it is, and then they go in and buy it all right now, and then sell it back for more. This is a horrible explanation
Yep.
what I'm doing. But so, they put in their price that they were going to buy it for and how much they were going to buy. And then somebody else would come in and basically buy up a bunch, sell it all off way cheaper
Yep.
so that they're getting a whole lot less money on what they had. And then they'll buy it back up at the cheaper price, kind of like what happened in Trading Places.
Yep.
So Nick is that type of investor that would be looking to do that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not. I'm a buy and hold.
Yep.
And that's if you're excited about the gamble and you really want to.
Well, it depends on how active you want to be in, right? So like I have Betterment, right?
Mhm.
I have 3 accounts with Betterment. I have my 401, I have my, other things, right? I have a money market account. And so all that, like it's hard. We do Bucks and Brews, and I couldn't tell you 90% of the stuff I'm invested in. I know Vanguards and stuff like that, but like what is inside of each Vanguard, I can figure out the information. But like if somebody would be like, hey, what's the best performing part of what you have? I would sit here and go, all right, here I can tell you what performed really well. But I don't pay attention to it, right? Like unless something's going catastrophic, I don't pay attention.
Well, that's where for you the day trading thing came in.
Yep.
So we've talked about this on an episode before. Can you explain how much money you have to have liquidity wise to day trade?
All right. So the definition of a day trader is to make 3 buy sells in the same day for within a 7-day period. Sorry, 3 buy sells within a 7-day period. Okay. Of the same stock. Pretty sure. Sorry, because it might just be 3 buy sells.
Again, we're not professionals. So.
Yeah, it might be 3 buy sells. Doesn't matter what the stock is, to be
Okay.
honest. So now that I think, but 3 buy within a 7-day period, right? In order to be, so then you're considered a day trader. In order to day trade, you have to have $25,000 into an account that you're willing to say, hey, I have enough money that I'm willing to lose it.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend that money, right? It has to be in there. When I first did it, I bought in for a little bit of money and then got to like, let's say $1,000. And then I was day trading. And so that was like, hey, you have to have $25,000 in order to fucking do this. And I was like, well, I don't have to spend this money. So I put $25,000 in there, still spent my 1,000, 1,500, whatever it might have been. And then of course I had access to the 25,000. So I risked so much of it, right? Like, so you risk it, but yeah, in order to do it, you have to have $25,000, 3 buy sells, within the same day, makes you a day, within the 7-day period within the same day. So if you buy it Monday, but you sell it Tuesday, it doesn't count as a day trade, right? But if I buy it at 1 o'clock or, noon or 9 when it opens, but I sell before it closes at 5 because I'm scared of what the night's going to do. That's a trade for the day, right? If I do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're
That's
officially a
day
day
trading.
trader. Yes. So, you don't have to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I was buying and selling
Multiple times a day.
50 times a day, right? Like,
Yeah, because you'd sit there and you'd be like, oh, well, it's up 45 cents. Let's dump it right now.
yeah, 8
You
cents.
Dump it.
Yeah.
And then
One
20 minutes later, it's down 10 cents, and you're like, all right, let's buy it up again.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's how the short system really works too, is, you're prospecting what it's going to be and what you're willing to either sell it or buy it for.
Yep. And, so what I was doing was I had a company that I knew was going through some legal stuff, because I was in the industry. I did some research, right? And, my thought process was, well, this is against the government. The government can't go against themselves, so it has to work out. I didn't wait for it not to work out. I just day traded it during the time while it was doing this, right? And so, yeah, but the thing is, and this is the thing I always tell everybody, if you're going to buy stocks, don't ever buy less than $5. They're way too volatile.
Yeah.
But this one happened to be below $5.
Yeah.
I mean, I was buying it. I think my lowest I ever bought it was $1.28. Right? It got up to some money, but like it just got like it would literally fluctuate. And when you're buying, right, $10,000 Divided by $2 a piece, right? That's 5,000 stocks. Times that by 0.8 cents, right? That's 400, right? I mean, um, so I was moving like 8 cents is a shit ton when you have so many stocks,
It
right?
is.
So it's like it all adds up and adds up and adds up. So, but when you lose 8 cents, you're losing $400 at a pop, right? You're losing so much at a pop.
That's where the gambling mindset comes in.
Very
It really
much,
is.
right? Like, and to me, like my favorite gamble, like I like to play blackjack, but like if you ask me, I play roulette, right? Red and black, I either win or I don't. That's it. I don't play because it's 49% odds, right? With the double greens or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's literally win, lose, boom, that's it. Like next one, next one, next one. When I play scratched lottery tickets for those, right? I usually just scratch the bottom, winner or loser. I don't even play the game itself. I just want to know if I've won.
Right.
Like that.
You want to cut right to the ending.
Right. I want to know, did I win? Right. So what? But okay. So beta, if it's above,
If it's above a 1, it's more volatile. If it's under a 1, it's a pretty safe bet.
Sure. Okay.
So I mean, for example, we could look up a stock that everybody knows. Let's look up at Apple.
Sure.
Okay. Is it bad that I know the ticker number off the top of my head?
Just like APPL. Yeah.
So for Apple, for the last year, they are up 7%, which that's healthy.
Yeah.
Their beta is 1.11. So
Sure.
they're
Really close.
pretty safe.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not going to get a ton of volatility with them. And when you look at them, their 52-week range is $169.21, and their high is 288.62. They're currently sitting at 273.66. So my daughter owns some Apple stocks, and she got in well under 169 a share. So she doesn't own a lot, three, 4, 5 shares maybe.
Yep.
So she's made decent money on it. I mean, Apple's going to be a moneymaker until somebody dethrones them from the top of the cell phone game.
Right. Well, and I mean, depends on what kind of, and that's the hard part, is this all depends on what kind of money you're looking to make. Are you looking to make long-term money, buy and hold for a very long time? It's do that with Disney, do that with Apple, you do that with companies that have been around, right? This is what Berkshire Hathaway's guy did.
Warren Buffett,
right? You buy, then you buy the business.
Yeah.
You do this, but and as you said, Caitlin owns 4 of those, so she bought them at 160. It's worth 270, so she's made $440.
Yeah,
that's great money. She did nothing
for
except for do whatever.
she waited.
Are you willing to wait to get that kind of? And $440 doesn't seem like much, but now if you're doing that, and every week or so you're buying another different stock and all that. So this is 400 over this. The other one, sure, you might have made $5, $10 here, $10 there. Me, I was still making that money in my normal investments. But I wanted to go, hey, I'm either going to make 20 grand or I'm going to fucking lose 20 grand. Right? Like,
Well, and I was doing her numbers today. She has over $83,000 in investments in cash.
Yeah.
She's 30.
Yeah.
I didn't have that at 30.
No. I don't think I'd probably had it at 30 either.
Well, and I'm talking liquidity though as
Yeah.
well, because again, you owned houses,
Right.
but you didn't necessarily have the cash.
And, yeah, I had to wait days to refi or do something.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, her retirement's only like $22,000 of that 83.
Sure.
So most of it's liquid that
Yep.
she could just sell tomorrow.
Yep. And like that's the fun thing about stocks is like, hey, that's what we tell Skylar when we had him on. Like, hey, put it in here. If you absolutely need it, you can. You're going to pay some tax stuff, but otherwise, you know what? Just you'll grow, and 50 years from now, you're going to look back and go, God, 20-year-old me was a genius, right? Like,
Well, I told Caitlin what she's sitting on, and she's like, wow.
right.
Yeah.
Well, so you said 90,000 or 85,
83.
83,000. What does she owe on her condo?
I don't know, 115.
Okay, so
They could almost pay it off.
3 more years from now, right? Who knows if she keeps paying down what she's doing,
Mhm.
keeps investing, she's going to be really close to being able to just go, well, I could sell everything and do this. Otherwise, she'll continue to live that, and that will continue to hopefully grow for a long period of time.
Well, I keep telling her when she gets to 50, I want her to be able to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to go do what I want to do.
Right.
Again, we mentioned it before. It's written on the board back there. Do what I want when I want.
Right.
That's the goal.
Well, and so when did she start investing?
She started investing in 2018.
How old was she?
She would have been 23.
So 7 years. And is she making more money now or then? Or the same?
She's probably similar.
Okay. So every 7 years, we can invest $80,000 is what we're saying.
Basically.
Well, we invested however much plus the gains.
Right.
We're gonna have our gains. So, on average, so she's 30.
Correct.
We need, let's go the next 3, right? Times 3 is 21 years. That puts her at 51, 50-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Times 80,000. Right. So we're at 240. We're at $250,000 plus the other, say, right? Plus our gain, plus our,
Yeah.
we're gonna be sitting at around $300,000. Bare minimum, if everything does the exact same repeater without any added value from the first 7, the second 7 set of years, the second, right? No compounding interest, no anything like that.
Well, and I told her, I said, I need to sit down and look at your investments and start upping some things because, we had her on a couple years ago when she's, moved out and
Yep.
and money was tight. And she backed off her investment account and her IRA.
Mhm.
Still put money in it, just not putting as much money in it.
Right.
And I said, all right, we're at a point now where we need to look at your money and see if we can up that again.
Right.
So,
Well, and that's got to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because for somebody like her, it's not going to take much because there's a huge chance that she's not going to have a kid, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's 30 right now.
She's 30. She happens to like the same sex. She could have died,
It would take work.
Right. But she doesn't have a significant other at this current moment.
Right.
I'm not saying it can't happen. She likes to travel with her friends. She likes to do things. But so for she's not me. She doesn't have to worry about that next generation at this moment. She still can build for it. But otherwise, all she's building to say is, hey, I need to get through the rest of my life and live comfortably. And for her to do that's not going to be, not going to be very difficult, right?
No.
We'll have her on again. I really think we need to. Like, she's making what, $50,000 a year?
Oh no,
not even.
Nowhere near that.
Nowhere near. Really?
35, maybe.
35, right?
Maybe.
And we do.
So again, I mean, she took a pay cut.
Okay.
And yes, she makes some of it up, but not a ton of it.
So for her to live off of $35,000, right? Which she's doing, it's comfortable for her. She's living fine, right? Yeah.
She's got 3,600 in her checking account, so she's all right.
Okay. So I mean, if we want to live a little more, but all she needs is $875,000 to maintain the lifestyle that she currently has. Right. So if we can get $875,000 fully invested throughout all of our stuff, right? We just take a 4% draw off of this every year, and she'll never touch that principal. Right? We talk about this all, and so that's my big thing. It's something fun to do, buying stocks. Yes, you have a chance to do some lower, but it's just gonna get you to the point where if every week you throw $20 at it, right?
So let's talk about Apple.
Yeah.
5 stocks bought September of 2020.
Okay.
Its stock price was 108.75.
It's huge. So she's made.
And then we turned around and in October of 2023 bought one more share at 175.
Oh wow.
So she spent
you felt like
$70 more.
Yeah.
So right now it's at 273. So she's made almost $100 off that second one.
Second one, yeah.
And off that first one, she's made $175.
Yeah.
$170 a share.
Yep.
So
and technically she hasn't made it. If she sold right now, she's made it.
If she sold it now.
But right.
Well, the last time I updated the spreadsheet, because I track everything, The stock price was at 245 and 27 cents a share.
Yep.
She had gained the money was now worth $1,508
That's crazy.
from a $600 investment, basically.
Right. Which is huge,
Yeah, that's great.
and it's 30, so now actually you can add $150 into
Yeah.
that. So 1650,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I've talked about that investment I made in Broadcom for her.
Yep.
So when COVID hit, I went and I just started looking up the 20 best dividend paying stocks. And I believe Broadcom was on there. Now, I didn't know much about the company. I did what I mentioned here. I looked at the last year's data, the last 5 years data, and the beta, and I went, all right, do I think this is a good investment? I bought her 5 shares, and it was expensive as hell. So I spent $350 a share for 5.
Sure.
So I mean, we're at $1,750.
Yep.
The last time this was updated, that stock was worth just shy of $20,000 on a $1,700 investment.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's huge.
So it looks like, this is from Motley Fool.
Yeah.
So we'll quote them. Could they surge during the recession, right? So one is Microsoft, compounding at 14.9%.
Mhm.
One is Johnson and Johnson,
Mhm.
which is medical, and one is Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
Consumers, right, are doing that. So, and it's a dividend king, right? So is what,
She has 2 out of 3 of those.
all right, which is huge. I mean, I don't know. I should start throwing some money at freaking dividend stocks. Say,
Johnson and Johnson, she brought at 144.95.
what's it at currently?
So let's see.
And how much is that paying in dividends? Do you have any idea?
It will tell me on here.
Okay.
So looking up Johnson and Johnson. It's currently at 207.95. So she bought it for $60 less a share. She bought 5 shares. Their dividend 5.2 per share.
What does that mean? Walk me through what a dividend is and give me the numbers based off of what what she bought it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, so a dividend is basically a percentage that a company has decided they will pay to every shareholder based off of the number of shares you have.
Yep.
Okay, so for every share of Johnson and Johnson that you have, they will give you $5.20. Okay. So for her 5 shares, she'd get $25.
Okay.
A little more than.
How often is that paid?
It's paid 4 times a year.
Okay.
So she'll get it broken up into 4 payments,
Yep.
that $25. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you have a lot of stock, it's great. I mean, you get a lot of money in dividends. Now, if you only have a little bit like she does, it trickles in much lower. I mean, you might get $3 or $4 every quarter.
So $3 or $4, but every quarter we get $4.
Yeah, you're guaranteed that income every quarter.
And now, does the app that you have just automatically take the dividend and buy a partial share of
Correct.
that until you get enough money to buy one full share?
Yes.
Okay.
It just keeps getting fractional shares of it. So like if I look at Johnson and Johnson specifically, I bought 5 shares. She now owns 5.71912 shares. So in dividend, she's been given 0.71912 of a share.
Okay.
So a little over 70% of one share.
Sure.
And she's owned that since 2020.
Okay.
So it takes time.
Yep.
Like everything does, but it's free money.
Right.
I mean, you're not doing anything for this.
So besides gaining the difference between the $100 that you bought it at and the $200 it's currently at, she's also gained dividends off of it for 70% of another share, right? So she's earned $70 out of 100
Correct.
for another purchase.
Correct. And as you said, I'm just reinvesting that money because she doesn't need it for anything. You know what I mean?
Yep. Now, do you have free trades?
I do.
Um,
So I use Ally to do her investing. Well, I use a lot of different avenues, but Ally is the one that has most of her stocks now. With Stash, there's a charge. There's a monthly fee.
is there?
$3.
But Stash has the thing where every Wednesday or some
Yeah,
shit.
you get free stock.
Do you really?
It's a percentage of a stock. So you'll get like 20 cents of Costco.
Okay.
But again, it's free.
Okay, and it's every week.
They do it probably about 40 times a year.
And what does this cost to be in?
$3 a month.
$3 a month, and you get. Is it just a random number they give you every?
It depends on how many people go in and um, join the stock party. You have like 12 hours to join their stock party. The more people that join, the more money they end up divvying out.
Oh, really?
Right. So if
It's not the
let's say if 100 join, you might get 10 cents, but if a
Wow.
1,000 join, you might get 15 cents.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of neat the way they do it.
Okay.
So with Ally, it's free. They charge like a penny when you sell the fucking stock.
Sure.
Unless it's, one of these really volatile stocks that you were talking about that's, $1, $3, $4, whatever it is. And then you might pay more for that. So we're talking Johnson and Johnson. So I'm on her site right now. I'm going to see if it'll show me. Actually, what I want to see is her activity to see what dividends are going. So she had a dividend for one of her Vanguards of $3.84. Okay. MGC. Let's see what this is paying, or what this is at and what it's paying out at. So MCG is a Vanguard Mega Cap Index Fund. It's at $253.18. I don't see what it shows for dividend on here. This is probably a bad one to pick. All right, let me pick a different one. That's the best thing about doing this on the fly is you're never really quite sure where you're picking. Okay, let's do this one. Vanguard FTSE Developed Market ETF. So this has does this not list the damn dividend either? The fuck? Nick, talk for a minute while I.
Yeah. So, you know, when you're looking at a stock, figure out if it's something that's you're interested in, right? Everybody has some type of an interest, whether it's cosmetic, whether it's medical, you're in the medical field, whether you think that the rich people are gas and oil. Well, I mean, if they're the rich people, why don't you invest with the rich people, right? They're going to be making money. If you think that solar energy is going to be a thing, right? There's going to be a stock for that. If you drink Coke or Pepsi or 7 Up every day, right? Like there's stocks for beverages. There's stocks for everything that you basically consume or use or right every day. I mean, there's AI things that have stocks, right? So whatever you're thinking the next big thing is, just take a look at that.
Okay, ExxonMobil's easy to look at. So she got an ExxonMobil dividend paid out on the 10th of this month.
Okay.
It was $5.06
Okay.
total. She owns how much XCOM? 4 shares because I sold some of this earlier in the year for some extra cash.
Okay.
So she owns 4 shares of it now. She got $5, so a little over $1 a share.
Yeah.
Their dividend yield right now their dividend and yield right now is 4.12, so $4.12, and then 3.46 is the yield percentage wise. So that money got reinvested because when I look at her activity, it paid out that $5.06
Yep.
as 0.04254 of a share.
Okay.
So just less than 2% of one share. But again, she did nothing for it.
Let's see. She let her money sit there.
Correct. She didn't work any extra for it though. She didn't invest any extra in it. It just is what it is. And actually she owed, instead of having just 4 shares, she has 4.90871 shares. So she's almost up to a 5th share.
Okay.
Now, I think she owned about 10 and I sold 6 of them and left, whatever that excess was in there.
Yep.
But it was at a good price. I wanted to get her some, safety out of that because oil's pretty volatile, especially, these days.
Yeah.
And she had bought it at $40 a share and it got up over 100. And I'm like, yeah, I think it's time to dump some of this.
Sure.
So
Were you wrong?
Exxon is sitting right now at 120.
Okay. And you sold it at 100?
And we sold it at 110.
Okay.
So it went up 10 more dollars, but that's why I didn't sell all of it out
Right.
also. I did that with Amazon. I bought her Amazon right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yep.
I bought her 1 share because it was like $3,200.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and they are not a dividend payer.
No.
No. And they ended up doing a stock split, 10 for 1, I think it was.
Okay.
So I sold probably 80% of her Amazon stock, and it was up, I don't know, $30 or something. It wasn't a huge jump, but it was up enough that I felt good about it. But I kept a little bit because, again, I didn't want to drain all of it. So she's still got 5 shares of Amazon. Looks like it's sold around $170 a share.
Sure. And today it's sitting at 232.
Yeah.
So
actually, it looks like it sold for $216 a share.
okay.
But still, I mean, it went up 16 more dollars.
Right.
And those are the games we're playing. Again, investment is a gamble. It's always a gamble.
Yeah. If you're right, you feel great. If you're wrong, you feel horrible.
Right.
But
I mean, it's the same if you decide not to take the insurance at blackjack.
say it's a decision you have to make, right? I mean, and be comfortable with it, right? Let's say I have to figure out.
Hey, Crow, how you doing? Cryptic Crow has joined us on Twitch again.
Oh, hey, thanks so much. Is that the one from Russia?
I believe it might be.
There you go. Yeah. So
Yeah. So, the next one I want to look at is this Rocket Lab Corp, as somebody had mentioned.
yeah,
Kind of the same deal as the other one we looked at, another satellite type company. They made headlines with a record $805 million contract from the Space Development Agency,
okay.
significantly boosting its market position. And analysts are optimistic, raising price targets among strong performance metrics. So over the last year, they have a low of $14.71 and a high of $79.83, and it's currently sitting at $70.25.
Okay.
Again, beta 2.21, so volatile. Nick wants to know the 5-day. So the 5-day, it looks like we have a high of around 79,
Yep.
a little over 79,
Oh, see.
and a low of
And
68.
look at the dips in the highs. I
Yeah.
mean, that is one I freaking I would day trade this like crazy right now.
Well, and over the last 5 days, they're down 0.5%.
I'm okay with that.
Today itself, I mean, it started out low in the morning.
Mhm.
I mean, we were down as far as 68.35.
I see, like right now, look at that. Boom. 70-14, 70-13, 70-14, 70-13. I wouldn't day trade that, right?
Yeah, but if you bought this at 60 bucks,
10. Here's the fun. I would at 10, I'd probably buy it right now. So we're at 8, I've lost. 10, I'm back to even. 11, I made 8, I've lost. So just 20 seconds on air. I still haven't sold, right? Because I need a little bit more out of this. Oh, it's sitting at 08 and it's just sitting there. Oh, 12, boom. I've made it.
you made 2 cents. And I mean, if you bought 1,000 shares,
Yeah, well, let's say at 70, I'm probably buying 100 shares.
okay.
Right. So $7,000.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so, um, yeah,
2 cents on 100 shares is a lot of money.
yeah, it goes quick.
Yeah.
It adds up quick. But so now it's stalled, right? I don't know. It was trending, doing things. But so now I'd still be sitting because I'm gonna try to get to that 5 cent range.
Yeah,
5 to
you
8 cent.
wanted up to 15.
Yeah, easily, right? And so that's about where I'm at. But my stop loss is 5 cents as well, right?
Yeah.
So like I'll cut it and then go, hey, I'll see how low we can get it.
Yeah, so again, another volatile stock, but some people really think this one is going to be good. And again, when you go look this stuff up, here's a story I'd be interested in reading. One, mooning stock for long-term investors, and two, we find risky. So let's see what they say, Nick.
Yeah.
Two momentum stocks to sell. Calvo. So they got a 1 month return of 5%. They are a pioneering California-based provider of high-quality avocados and other fresh foods. Why do we steer clear of them? Sales tumbled by 17% annually over the last 3 years, showing consumer trends are working against its favor. Avocados are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
People don't have a lot of extra money right now. My wife does not buy avocados like she was. Revenue base of 693.7 million puts it at a disadvantage compared to larger competitors exhibiting economies of scale. And a gross margin of 10.1% is below its competitors, leaving less money to invest in areas like marketing and production facilities. At 21.77 per share, Calavo trades at 12.4 times forward PE, which is really profit over equity.
Okay.
Let me double check. I'm having to think back to my
College days.
yeah. It's definitely not a pulmonary embolism.
I'm trying to locate my information.
Price to earnings ratio, sorry.
Okay.
Trying to locate your what?
My TD Ameritrade account because I haven't
Mhm.
used it in forever. So
Ooh, this is interesting. So Rocket Lab is another one they have on here that they would get rid of. A 1 month return at 74%.
okay.
Yeah. Why does it fall short? Persistent operating margin losses suggest the business manages its expenses poorly. Earnings per share have contracted by 33.4% annually over the last 3 years, a headwind for returns as stock prices often echo long-term EPS performance. Negative free cash flow raises questions about the return timeline for its investments. So they don't think you're going to get money out of them fairly quickly because they're just not managing their money well.
Sure.
And they're one momentum stock to buy. Lululemon,
There you go. I mean, that's another, right?
1 month return, 14%. Why will they outperform? Brick and mortar locations are witnessing elevated demand as their same store sales growth averaged 3.8% over the last 2 years. Collection of products is difficult to replicate at scale and results in a best in class gross margin of 58.6%. Lulu is a free cash flow machine with flexibility to invest in the growth initiatives or return capital to shareholders. I might be buying some stock later today, just so you know.
Yeah. Say I'm working on opening an account or getting my account back open. Maybe I'll call another company. So okay, here's a tip for everybody. Normally stock when you open an account, they'll give you 50 free trades for the month or whatever. Try it out, see what you like. And then you can call them and negotiate, right? So like I know at one point, E-Trade was offering free just free trades. So I told TD Ameritrade, and I was like, hey, how do I get this? Like, you guys gonna match? And they're like, oh, all you do is say E-Trade's doing this. And so call them and say, hey, I want this. I'm very old school. You do like these online. Would you say you're
I use Ally.
Ally and
Uh,
Stash,
Stash,
and
Public, Acorns, Robinhood.
all shit that I don't deal with, right? Like,
And I don't pay much for any of that. Public is another one you can use. It's basically for free. You can tip them if you want.
but you can use it for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can turn you on to some free stuff after.
Yeah.
after it. And if any of you out there listening want any of those tips as well, just hit me up.
Because I'm now looking for, because I'm going to get back in. I don't have extra money. And I do, but I started going through some of my investments and figuring out like, hey, I want to start diversifying, especially where I think the economy is headed and things like that. So I do want to start buying some stocks because I think they're going to continue to do what they need to do. Where, yeah, if you want to ask me, I think real estate's getting a little tough right now.
It definitely is.
People
are just getting priced out of real estate.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't say it's getting priced out, right? I think we're seeing the economic change, but so sellers still think it's 2024, and buyers are the ones that see everybody losing their job.
Yeah.
Right. So they're slowly taking their time. They're getting the idea like, hey, I get to choose again. I don't have to go in with $1 million. So, I hear an example. I had an agent sent me my own agent guy, right? Sent me a house in Kentwood, Michigan. It's listed for originally it must have been listed for 225. It was kind of funny. But anyway, so it's listed at 175.
What's wrong with it?
Just the kitchen needs a whole fucking kitchen. Like, it's dated like crazy, right? Like, there's no cabinet fucking doors. The whole thing just needs updated. And so I asked him, I was like, hey, what do you think the ARV is after repaired value? And he's like, oh, I think 225, 230. And so I'm looking just from the photos quick. I was like, well, I'm going to put $60,000 into this thing. Probably less. It's a smaller home than I think, but still even at 50,000. So I was like, all right, so at 225, right? 225, 123 times 0.8, because I do 80%. So that covers my closing cost on the way in, the way out. And then minus my repairs of what I said was 60,000. I said, I got to buy it at 120, 124,000.
Yeah.
And that's, and so
they're making 50,000 less.
I'm making 10% profit. So the why I do 0.8, right, is I'm making 10% in the profit aspect. I'm paying the 10% for the buy and sell, right? Because it costs you, it costs to list and costs for you to pay the other agent and then your closing cost and all that. And then again, it just minus my repairs, right? So I don't make anything on repairs. My guys make fucking money on repairs. But so, right, when people think, oh man, you're making so much, and it's like, I'm not making the difference between 120 and 225. Right.
You're not making that $105,000.
Right. 225 times 0.1, I'm making $22,000, right? And that's if I get a full price offer. That's if nothing else has to happen. That's if I hit my budget at 60,000.
Yeah, and how long did it take you to get there?
Right. That project probably 4 months, 3 months, right? I don't have a huge crew. I have a smaller crew. They work 7 days a week, but they only work like 5-hour days a week, right? We don't go out and just go.
Yeah, you're not turning shit over quick.
I'm not, right? Like,
you're making sure it's done right.
Yeah, and
that you're not stressing out your guys.
Exactly, right? So I need them forever. I don't need them for one day, right? So everything, that's when we talk about stocks. Oh, you want to buy low and sell high. Okay, well, we just talked about a bunch of stuff. You guys can't go back to 2020.
No.
You have to do the puzzle. You can't go back to 2020. You can't buy it at the prices David bought them at. But you can buy today and say, hey, this is my, sure, if it's got a raging huge up, yeah, sure, maybe set yourself a reminder to check back once a week and say, hey, did it go lower? Then the next time, if you see that it went up, do a little influx, right? It went lower over the next week. I'm going to wait to see if it goes lower or upper. If it stays the same, yeah, maybe you buy that, right? That's the new normal for a little bit. Then go look at it, right? A year later, figure out what it's at.
So I want to show you something here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to look at Caitlin's accounts.
Yeah.
You notice how much have we lost today?
229, 240.
Yeah, just went from $229 to $241.
We're reading this, yes.
Now, Nick, I'm not the be all end all in investing. You know, these are obviously the entire time she's had the account, the gain or loss.
Yep,
Do I got red numbers here?
you do.
I do. So Beyond, we bought Beyond when it first
Beyond Burgers, like
Beyond
the,
Burger, right?
the fake meat.
When they IPO'd,
Yep,
and kept buying it because it was going higher and higher.
yep.
We have lost $225.88 on that.
Okay.
Cherry Hill Mortgage Investment Corporation, we've lost $90 on. Funko is something Caitlin loves and she wanted. I said, hey, what do you like? What do you want to invest in? She's like, I love Funkos, Dad. Let's buy some Funkos. So she bought some Funko stock and has lost $94.90.
Yep.
Global Net Lease is a loser. Nike is actually down. It was up for a long, long time. Now it's sitting at $61. She's down 110 over the time she's owned it. And there was a point I should have sold it because she was up probably $50 a share.
Okay.
And I just wasn't paying close enough attention. Pfizer's down for her. Ready Capital Corp is down $80 total. But then, you know, we go and look at some of these other ones. So, like, I talk about Broadcom all the time. Today, Broadcom is down $181 and, well, $178.71 now with what she has invested. So,
Yep.
you know, she has 60.99155 shares, so almost 61 shares of it, and it's down $178. But all time, it's plus $18,196. And as you said, Nick, you can't go back in time 5 years and buy the stock at what it was. The two best times to buy something are then and now.
Yep.
This is the second best time to buy anything is right fucking now, because that's the only thing you can control is right now.
Yep.
You know, and Apple, she's up 900. Assurant Inc., she's up $655. I don't even remember what the fuck they do.
Right.
Amazon, she's up 716, and I dumped Amazon, I told you at one point.
Yep.
You know, DHT Holdings, she's only up $37, but again, it's a dividend payer.
Right.
She's up $37. I'm not gonna be mad about that. Some are great, some just aren't as good. Royal Caribbean, I bought right at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It was bought at $52 a share.
Okay.
It is at $282.
Oh, geez. All right. That's a great one.
Yeah, she only bought 6 shares, but
Okay.
it's up $1,400.
Yep. And that's, I mean, right? Do you at 52, do you wish you would have bought 1,000 shares?
Hell yeah.
Right? I mean, we all say, like, now it's a matter of how much are you willing to risk
Mhm.
on it, right? And your portfolio here, I mean, gosh, how many do you know how many you have? Quick,
30-ish.
30-ish, right? So 30 different individual stocks that he's playing with, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I hit on about 68%
Yeah, I say that's
that make
Right.
money.
yeah, like which is great, right? I mean, and you're the ones that are making money are well over the little losses that you have.
Well, I bought Warner Brothers stock at less than $10 a share.
Okay, what's that now?
28.
Oh, jeez,
Why? Because Netflix is buying them.
are they?
So their stock price shot up $18 overnight when that was announced. It wasn't making much money. I wasn't expecting much from it. And then all of a sudden, something happened.
Well, this is let me see here. This is a really fun one. GE, General Electric.
Yep.
5 years. So my buddy bought it. Gosh, I was working, so this is longer than 5 years ago. They didn't have the data for it. And he bought it for just pennies. And you know, I maybe let's say it was at 115 or something, and it stayed there for a very long time. But today it's sitting at $311.
Wow.
Right? It's like he just kept sitting on it. He's like, I don't really care. He's like, it's not losing, it's not gaining, it's just kind of staying. He goes, but like he still has it. I'm gonna text him. Let's say, because now I gotta know. If he still has it and what he thinks of it.
I want to dig into Lululemon here because
Yeah.
the one thing we looked at said that's what they would go for, right?
Yep.
So in the last month, they're up 15%. Looks like a high around 25.
Okay.
And a low around 180.
Oh, geez.
Now, that's the last month. The last 5 days, up 1.5%. The last day we're up about $4
Oh, wow.
total. The last 6 months down almost 10%.
Which, I mean, that tells you, right? So you have these, this is one, again, this is not this, um, this is one that we're trying to figure out. Like, hey, we're telling you, hey, it's actually at a low right now. We have people that say, hey, this is a great thing to buy. I'm not telling you, right, to go buy this. I'm saying it's down in the percentage. You have statistics that show that it has the capability to be up there. You have people that say, hey, the brick and mortar is coming up. This might be a stock to dive into more.
Well, and for the 52-week range, its low has been 159.25. Its high has been $423.32. It's currently sitting at 212.
Yeah.
So it's only about $50 from its low, but it's $210 from its high.
Yeah.
So would I throw $5,000 into this? Fuck no. But would I buy 3 or 4 shares and see what happens? Yeah, I might do that
Right.
because, 3 shares at $200, you're less than, 800 in for that.
Yeah.
You're like 680 or something.
So,
And if it even just hits 300, you're making almost $90
when people will say, oh,
a share.
I don't have 200, I don't have $200. I mean, you can buy partials. And again, if every week you put $5 in towards it, eventually you'll own a share.
Well, that's the reason I like some of the robo
Because
investors.
Robinhood will let you buy partials.
Robinhood Public. I don't know if Public does fractional. I know Stash does. So I buy fractional shares on Stash all the fucking time.
Because Stash is the one, like, can't you link it to your account and like every if you go spend
Acorn.
$1, Acorns.
Acorns,
Spend $1.50,
it will round it up to $2 and it'll throw that 50 cent into your investments.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a fun one. I mean, problem is it depends on how many transactions you're doing, right? If it was me, that would end up costing me a crap ton.
Well, and some of those are really good at being more than just an investment tool because, obviously Acorns has a savings account. I don't know if they have check. I think they have checking as well that, you're using their debit card, which is where, you're keeping the bulk of your money. So like with Caitlin, if she had $3,000, that's where she was paying all of her bills out of, it would just be reinvesting that change. Now, I know when I was poor and I kept track of everything I spent, I always rounded. So if I spent $12.32, I always wrote down that I spent $13 because that way, if I was ever running short, I knew there was extra money in there.
So just real quick, I just texted my buddy because I wanted to get this. This is really fun for me. Jesus. So I was wrong on the numbers, 150. He bought it at $60.74.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so it is up $250.84. He owns 111 shares.
Oh, wow.
He is up $34,585.
That's probably about what my daughter makes in a year.
Right. And he just said it and he just said it and it was really fun. He's very nice and he sent me one that he's down on. BioFarm, he's down a little bit. He only owns 5 shares. He's down $160. I mean, so another human that he's not, trust me, he's nowhere near you and me.
Yeah.
He just was bored and he's like, he got a tip from a random guy talking to a friend and he bought the damn thing. And so now he's like sitting like, because he never sold it. He's just like, I don't really care. Because it was just some stupid money. He's got a healthcare company in here that he bought for 60. It's up 22. So he's got 37 shares of that. And I don't know what the heck this other company is, but he he bought it for $61. It's up 602. He has 27 shares and it's worth 17,000.
Wow.
Right? Like, that's awesome, man. So, that's awesome.
All right, so I'm pulling up some articles here on dividend stocks because again, that's what I like because you're getting free money.
Right.
So these are some well-paying dividend stocks according to these sites.
Sure.
So one of them is Simply Wall Street.
Yep.
So some of the dividends they like on here are universal safety products. Over a year, they're 120.3%.
Okay.
The dividend yield is 20%.
It's great.
That's a really good dividend. Now, will it break this down more for me is the question. So let's see what the value weight. No, I'm not signing up for anything. So let's just look this up. You.
Yeah.
It's gonna get loud here in a minute. So this stock is at $5.11 a share as of yesterday's close. Well, today's Monday. As of Friday's close.
Fridays.
Well, they were probably off. As of
Wednesday.
last Tuesday's close,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know. Whenever the last day the market was open. Beta is negative 0.32%,
Oof.
which it's not overly volatile because it's not worth much.
Sure.
I mean, its day range is between $4.82 and $5.17. I mean, it's moving a little bit here and there. I mean, Nick likes those numbers because if he bought it at 487, he's made a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Its 52-week range is $1.65 to $8.27. The last 6 months, we are up 78%. Year to date, we're up 115%. Over the last year, 121%, and over the last 5, it's up 2.2%.
Sure.
So it's done really well over the last year. But being that this is such a cheap stock, you're taking on risk with this. You don't necessarily want a negative beta, which it has. I don't know whether I would be real excited about this one.
So this is the one where I go into it. You have to have the information, right? Go figure out if they're working on new technology. Go figure because I'm sorry, what did you say the company does or
Universal safety products.
Okay.
So what does this say?
Right. And so go figure out, hey, do they have anything pending?
Building products and equipment.
Do they right? Are they doing something?
Engages in the marketing and distribution of safety and security products in the U.S. It offers a line of safety alarm units, including replaceable batteries, sealed batteries, and battery backup alarms and smoke alarms, which include hearing impaired and heat alarms, as well as carbon monoxide.
Oh, sweet. There's 11 full-time employees. Right.
Small company.
Yeah. So figure out, so they're in saying, hey, we want to see investors figure out how to get this thing to happen. So, guys at 11 employees, there's a small chance that you can call and
Talk to the owner.
talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Say, what do you like? Again, how involved do you want to be into this, right? I don't know how many. Is there a way, do you know, to figure out how many stocks they're offering?
There is. I don't know what that is.
Okay. We'll figure that information and get back to you guys.
So Cricket.
Yep. The cutting
Yeah.
company. Yep.
Yep. So something, my wife uses.
Yep.
Actually, I think it's at Christie's house right now. Again, $5 a share. Low I'm looking at, I'll tell you right now, I don't know why they think these are great dividend stocks. The dividend on this one's 20 cents.
Sure.
And maybe they're just expecting these to go long, which is why research is so important.
Well, it's 18%, right? I mean, it's a $5 stock.
Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible, but again, I would want something a little more established.
Sure.
I guess would be a good
Well, the problem with Cricket is, I mean, to me, your wife uses it and people are buying it, but they're just coming out with new version of the technology, not new technology. Where bamboo's a foreign
reality or something.
Right. But because they're coming out with a laser engraver, they're coming right. So figuring out those types of stocks and things like that. But Cricket doesn't seem to be growing as a company. They're going to just be a company for offering.
Yeah, it's scrapbooking stuff, it's some t-shirts,
which isn't huge anymore.
No.
Right?
So looking at this other site, which is Seeking Alpha, I used that a lot in the past. couple of the stocks they list on here. One sticks right out to me. It's PG. Do you know what PG is?
Procter and Gamble.
It is. So let's look at Procter and Gamble real quick. So
I feel like stocks and the periodic table are. I know too
very
much.
similar.
I know too many of these damn things.
Yeah. So last 5 days up 0.08%. Last month it's down 2.4. Last 6 months down 9.56. Year to date down 13.7. Last year down 14.72. So Procter and Gamble's getting their ass kicked over the last year, but for the last 5, they're up 4.5%.
Sure.
And their beta is 0.38, which means they're pretty safe investment. Much slower than the market, which again, this is a long time company.
But here, let me dive into this a little bit more for those that don't know. Sorry. I'm gonna let you know what Procter and Gamble owns.
Yeah, you do that. Their dividend on here is 4.23.
Yeah,
So it's a pretty high dividend.
it's decent.
So even if it's not, necessarily making money, it's still making money.
Procter and Gamble owns things such as Dawn, Tide, Bounce, Cascade, Cheer, Gain, Downy, Ivory, Joy. Mr. Clean, Febreze, Swiffer, Puffs, Bounty, Comet, Small. Indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Sorry. Miralax. Oh, excuse me. Metamucil, not Miralax, excuse me. Vicks. Duracell. They own Oral B, Crest, Scope. They own Head and Shoulders. Herbal Essences, Pantene Pro V, Pamper Charmin, Always, Gillette, Old Spice, Lacoste, Boss, Olay, and CoverGirl. Name one of those you've never heard of.
You've heard of most of them.
Right. I mean, that's the whole, like, so Procter and Gamble, I mean, they're always coming out with something new. To me, that's a great investment, right? Especially because they're down a little bit right now. I mean, how much are they right now currently sitting at a stock?
144.
Yeah. So, they're coming out with so much.
They're close to their 52-week low.
Yeah.
Which is, if I was looking for that, that's a stock I would buy, because again, they're near their 52-week low. They've been pretty much getting their ass kicked all year, which that doesn't bother me.
Yep.
But longtime company, owns a lot of different things. They got their hands in literally everything. And they give a good dividend payout. So here's the question, Nick. Why did those daytime shows that were always on?
Like, what's that around the world?
Yeah, as the world turns, Young and the Restless, all that shit. You know why they call them soap operas?
No.
Because they were all basically sponsored by companies like Procter and Gamble.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why they're called soap operas. Yeah. Really?
Because the soap companies were the main sponsors. Because again, when they started those shows, what was it? It was the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And who was always home?
The wife at the time.
Wife. And what were they trying to market to the wives?
Cleaning and supplies. And yeah, that's funny.
Soap operas.
Things now I know.
Yeah, so Procter and Gamble was always a huge sponsor for those.
Yeah.
Which is why they're soap operas.
That's great information.
Yeah. Stupid shit, I know.
Yeah. Say.
Yeah, I might go buy some Procter and Gamble, honestly, because that's a hell of a price.
Yeah.
And again, they're not going anywhere. When you look at these companies, and yes, we can say that about a lot of things, because if you would have asked somebody in the 90s, was GM going anywhere, they would have said, no, GM's safe. Yep. And GM, I mean, if you owned some GM stock, you probably lost it all when, the recession hit, because they ended up going through bankruptcy and coming out on the other side. And a lot of people that were stockholders didn't have shit left, because I had some GM stock. Guess where it went? Bye.
Right in the trash.
Yeah. It wasn't worth shit anymore. So, those are the type of companies that I'm looking at going, all right, this is a value. It's low right now. It's probably going to be around for the next 15, 20 years. It's definitely going to go up eventually. It's safe. It's the reason why when recessions hit, my mother loves the fact that she has power companies. because everybody needs electric and gas. It's pretty safe investment during recession times because they're going to keep that. You know what I mean? They're going to keep their electric turned on. They're going to keep their, natural gas turned on. They're going to fill up their cars with gasoline.
Yep.
They're pretty recession proof. Yep. And until we find new technology that might replace that, which, with this administration is never.
They don't want it.
No, they don't, because people paying them are the oil companies and the natural gas companies. Got my fucking electric bill 2 days ago. In the winter, it usually runs, I don't know, 80 to $100.
Sure.
190.
Oh wow. We should run down my bill.
Mhm.
I have a 50, so I have a cabin that is currently running.
Is this the cabin I might live at someday?
Maybe, yeah. Say, that just has security cameras.
Yeah. That's all that's running.
The only thing that's on.
Yep.
Everything, all the breakers are pretty much shut off.
Just to make sure it's safe.
Yep. All right. So my bill, how much do you think my bill was?
$100.
$58.
Okay.
Okay, for 1 month. Now, how much of that do you think was usage?
How many cameras? 5 cameras.
Mhm.
So basically you're running $10 a camera if you just look at it from that.
Mhm.
I'm going to say that the usage on that is, let's go with $10.
It's $3.10.
So they're charging you an additional $55
Mhm.
just to have it.
So this is where so it's $50.05 just to have the accessibility to
Yep.
have electric.
Yep.
$3.10 for usage.
Because you're using very
Oh,
little.
excuse me. I have 4 cents for PSCR on energy use,
Okay.
21 kilowatt. Okay. Energy optimization surcharge of 4 cents. A paper bill fee, which I'll call and get that taken care of because I do it online.
$2.
That's $1.
Okay.
State sales tax on the $54.
6 cents or 6%. Yeah.
$2.17.
Yeah.
I round up for, it's called the People Fund. So whatever my bill is, so my technical bill was $57.65. So they rounded up to 35 cents so that way I can help, because I do own in the poorest community there.
Mhm.
So right, again, I made a post today as kind of a jab because I attempted to try to help, but I give, and yes, it's 35 cents. Guys, when I tell you giving just a little bit helps. So I give 35 cents. Now my last bill I probably gave 70 cents. The next bill I'll give 2, who knows,
Yeah.
right? Whatever it is, they round it up to the nearest dollar and it goes to a thing to help people that can't afford to do things. Now also apparently I'm in low income fund state fee. That cost me $1.25. So I didn't know they were double dipping
Oh, yeah.
me. Which bothers me, but again at the end of the day,
Is what it is.
yep. So out of the $58, I had $3.18 of technical usage. Just to have it, it cost me $50.05. Just for them to have a meter. And I can't tell them to come take the meter off because then they'll charge me to go put it back on.
Right.
So
That's insane.
but it's a small company, right? I mean,
Well, and
versus consumers.
you can't call a bunch of places to switch or to price shop. It is what it is.
Yep. People don't own, like, consumers isn't out there. I couldn't just hop onto them, right?
Right.
So everybody has to own the power line, has to get things. And if you're ridiculously wealthy, you could have it built and then build development around it. But yeah, no, I mean, has to be worth it for them.
Right. And it's not always feasible,
Right.
especially if you're living where there aren't a lot of people.
Yep.
Again, ring, ring.
Ring, ring.
I'm on the phone with my mother the other day.
Mhm.
And I'm like, hey, if they decide to call me into the office, I'm going to rent Nick's cabin that he bought.
Yep.
Oh, what Nick buy a cabin for? He wanted a cabin and he wanted to go stay up there in the summer.
No.
She's like, oh. So When did you buy this cabin? Nick bought a cabin. Right, but when did you buy it? Again, Nick bought a cabin. This went on for like 5 times.
think it can help you with your pan problem.
Right. So I finally get her under the impression that you bought a fucking cabin.
Yeah.
And then we get back to, well, what's Nick going to use it for? And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Why am I answering the same question over and over again? Just couldn't get it through her head.
Yeah.
Nick bought a cabin. Nick's going to use it as cabin. If the day comes that they pull me back into the office, I'm going to rent his fucking cabin, and that's where I work.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
It's more than an hour away.
yep.
So when are you moving up to this cabin? Well, right now I'm not, because they're not calling me back into the office. Jesus, what are we talking about?
Right. Say, oh, yeah. No, it's insane. But so, say Procter and Gamble is one that I'm going to look into.
Well, here's another site I found. These are some of the dividend stocks that they suggest: Verizon, Pfizer, yes, First American Financial Corporation, BP, Repo, Euro, some, I don't speak Spanish. Tyson Foods, Realty Income Corp, British American Tobacco, Stellantis, and Kenvue.
Okay.
And you're looking at some of these. So British American Tobacco has a dividend yield of 9.3%. That's pretty high yield.
Yeah.
I would have to assume that comes with a decent amount of dollars back per share. If I can.
So it's like a U.S. traded stock.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it listed here.
Sure.
Oh, especially because the ticker that is Bitcoin. What the fuck did I copy?
Whoops.
Then I deleted it.
Oops.
Yeah, that's obviously, it's got to be traded on
Yeah.
in England, the UK would be my guess. So let's go with something else that's high. Enbridge is 7.4%. Let's see what it says. Uh, $2.77 a share. They got them at 5.83%. This page says 7.4%. So a couple percentage points different depending on when this article was written. Oh, this article
Yeah,
was
so
written
it's a little-
July of 2024.
Yeah, it's a little dated information.
Yes.
But, so, and that's the thing. So that's another thing to understand. Just because you buy a dividend stock right now, the company doesn't have to continue to give you that same dividend, right?
No.
They'll tell you, hey, this is what we're willing to pay out.
Yeah, it can change at any time.
Mm-hmm.
It can go up, it can go down. They could just do away with dividends.
Yep. So, and you have the choice to stick with them. It's just a matter of how you want to handle your investing. So, anything else you wanted to touch base on with stock buying?
I don't think so. I think we hit on a lot of good information. I'm always happy to come on here and talk about, what stocks I like, what I would look for in investing, because I don't get to do that a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it helps me go, hey, maybe I need to look at some of these stocks I haven't been paying attention to, because let's face it, it's not my full-time job.
Right.
So I'm not always looking at financial news to say, oh, this looks like a good bet here. I do it when the need arises, I guess would be the answer. If Caitlin's got some extra money I'm playing with, I'll go look. Or if my mom says, hey, I got $500, go put it in something, I'll go look.
Yep.
But for the most part, I'm not looking at a daily basis. That's why, we've had to talk a few times on here. I put a sell at a certain price in on a lot of her stocks, because if they hit a certain area, I just want them gone, because
Right.
I want to protect the money she's made.
Yep.
Now, she'll still lose money, but she's losing gain. She's not losing money.
That's the big key.
And if it does go below that, I have the option to turn around and buy it back at a cheaper price later.
Yep. So, and that's one thing I enjoy, is being able to take that and say, hey, I want to go on vacation. I don't want to do this. I sell, or I'm just gonna leave it for a very long time. I don't have a stop loss on any of my long-term investments.
Right.
You do, which is great, but It's
I only do on the individual stock
okay.
because something happens to that company.
Yep.
I wish I had it on Beyond
Right.
because I would have sold it at $30. It's at $3.
Oh wow.
You know, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure it got up to, I want to say $70 at one point a share.
Sure.
So, I mean, it got high.
Well, see, and me at $70, and I guess that's the problem. I don't because I know how much I would be invested in individual stocks. I feel like it's something I have to watch. And I guess if I'm going to watch it, I'm going to watch it 1,000 times a day versus, hey, I'm just going to log in and figure out where it's at. Because that 70 didn't become 3 overnight.
No,
That just means you didn't figure out a stop loss ahead of time.
I didn't.
That means, because like me, if I buy it at 30, I'm going to do a $3. If I intend to hold it for a very long time, I'm going to do a 10% loss, right? So if I see it go drop and it gets to 27, I take the loss and go, whatever. If it gets up to 70, I now change that to a $7 loss, right? And so I go, all right, so I'm selling at 63. I'll log in every few days and say, all right, sell, buy, it went lower, let's buy a little bit, right? And that, so I've done that, right?
Yeah.
I just buy stuff for a week and say, hey, let's see what happens.
Well, and as we said before, we're not professionals doing this. These are our opinions, not financial advice.
Yep.
We gamble just like everybody else does.
Yep.
You know, I gambled yesterday. I put a couple bets down on football games. I lost my $2.
There you go.
That happens.
Yeah.
I gamble when I'm comfortable losing. Now, am I comfortable losing as much as I put into the stock market? No. But that's why I have the stop loss in there.
So you like that risk a lot better.
I do. That's a better risk for me than will Jalen Hurts throw for 150 yards when he has 120 at half.
Right.
You know how many yards he threw for in the second half?
Apparently not 20 or not 30.
0. He was 0 for 6 for 0 fucking yards in the second half. I lost the bet because part of the parlay was he would throw for 150 because all he needed was 30 fucking yards.
Nice.
That's a shitty bet.
Yep. I'm saying it's frustrating, right? I mean, I don't know. And that's, I don't know. And you're going to chase that because it's only $2, right? And
Yeah.
so where I feel like, hey, if I go into the stock, I don't continue to chase anymore, right?
No.
I set it and let it go.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're probably a little better doing that as long as you do keep an eye. I don't look at my 403B more than 4 times a year.
Right.
You know, I'll look at it every quarter-ish.
Yep.
I'll make changes if I feel I need to make changes, and then I'll tell everybody else that's in my investment group at work, hey, these are the changes I recommend you make with your account. They pay me $0 to do that. And when they have financial questions, they come to me because they trust my opinion.
Right.
They all know that
It's a recommendation.
yeah, this could go sideways. This is what I see as the best way to maximize your money.
Yep.
Now, I pretty much have everybody the same across the board because I am aggressive, but I'm not crazy aggressive.
Yep.
So you're going to have some things that you're going to lose money in, or you're going to make a shit ton in, but you're also going to have, those bonds that are moving a little bit here, a little bit there, and you're diversified enough to not take too many huge losses.
Sure.
Nick, you have any final thoughts?
No, as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Thank you for the buy. It's got a little kick of energy. I've run off of not much sleep today, so I'm gonna go home and take a nap.
I don't blame you there. Thanks for joining us, guys. We should be back next week. For those of you that are listening to this show live, Happy New Year. Happy holidays. For those of you that are not, I hope you had a Happy New Year and had a happy holidays.
There you go.
We'll talk to you guys again soon.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.